Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the annals of time to uncover the secrets of our shared past. Today we find ourselves in the midst of a pivotal moment in Chinese history, as we delve into the fascinating story of the Xinhai Revolution. This revolution, which took place in the early 20th century, marked a significant turning point in China's trajectory, as the country transitioned from imperial rule to a republic. As we set the stage for our narrative, let us transport ourselves to the vibrant city of Shanghai, circa 1900. The air is thick with the smells of incense, tea, and coal smoke, as the sounds of hawkers, rickshaw bells, and steam whistles fill the air. It is here, in this cosmopolitan metropolis, that we find the seeds of discontent being sown among China's intellectuals, students, and workers. The Qing dynasty, which had ruled China for over 2 centuries, was facing increasing pressure from both within and outside its borders. The Opium Wars, the Taiping Rebellion, and the Boxer Rebellion had all taken their toll on the empire, leaving it weakened and vulnerable to internal strife. One of the key figures who would play a significant role in shaping the revolution was Sun Yat-sen, a charismatic leader born in 1866 in Guangdong province. Sun had studied medicine in Hong Kong and had become increasingly involved in revolutionary activities, influenced by the ideas of Western thinkers such as Jean-Jacques Rousseau and John Stuart Mill. In 1894, he founded the Revive China Society, one of the earliest revolutionary organizations dedicated to overthrowing the Qing dynasty. As we explore the historical context of the Xinhai Revolution, it becomes clear that the late 19th and early 20th centuries were a time of great upheaval in China. The country was facing significant challenges, including poverty, corruption, and foreign encroachment. The Qing government, led by the Guangxu Emperor, was struggling to respond to these challenges, and its efforts at reform were often thwarted by conservative forces within the court. In 1905, Sun Yat-sen and his allies established the Tongmenghui, or United Alliance, in Tokyo, Japan. This organization would serve as the primary vehicle for the revolution, bringing together various factions and groups under a unified banner. The Tongmenghui's manifesto, which called for the overthrow of the Qing dynasty and the establishment of a republic, resonated with many Chinese who were disillusioned with the status quo. The city of Tokyo, where the Tongmenghui was founded, became a hub for revolutionary activity. Many Chinese students and activists, including Sun Yat-sen, had traveled to Japan to study and seek inspiration from its modernization efforts. The city's cosmopolitan atmosphere and relative freedom from Qing surveillance made it an ideal location for planning and organizing the revolution. As we examine the earliest history of the Xinhai Revolution, we find that these clandestine groups laid the groundwork for the eventual uprising. Other influential figures such as Huang Xing, a key military leader, and Song Jiaran, a skilled politician, played important roles in shaping the revolutionary movement. Their efforts, often carried out in secret and at great personal risk, helped to galvanize support among Chinese intellectuals, students, and workers. The year 1911 marked a significant turning point, as the revolution gained momentum and the Qing government began to crumble. On October 10, 1911, a military uprising took place in Wuchang, Hubei province, marking the beginning of the end of the Qing dynasty. As the news of the uprising spread, similar revolts broke out across China, and the revolution gained pace. As we conclude our examination of the earliest history of the Xinhai Revolution, we find ourselves on the cusp of a new era. The stage is set for the dramatic events that will unfold as the revolution reaches its crescendo and the course of Chinese history is forever altered. Join me, dear listeners, as we embark on this thrilling journey, and together, let us uncover the secrets of this transformative period in Chinese history. Welcome back to our journey through the fascinating story of the Xinhai Revolution. As the news of the Wuchang uprising spread, similar revolts broke out across China, and the revolution gained pace. On October 11, 1911, the city of Hankou, also in Hubei province, fell to the rebels, followed by the city of Henyang on October 12. The Qing government, led by the Empress Dowager Longyu, was struggling to respond to the crisis, and its efforts were hindered by internal divisions and a lack of effective leadership. One of the key figures who played a significant role in shaping the revolution during this period was Huang Xing, a skilled military leader and close ally of Sun Yat-sen. Huang had been instrumental in planning and executing the Wuchang uprising, and had become a hero to many Chinese for his bravery and strategic thinking. As the revolution gained momentum, Huang continued to play a key role, helping to coordinate the efforts of various rebel groups and providing military leadership in key battles. In November 1911, the city of Nanjing, the former capital of the Ming dynasty, fell to the rebels, marking a significant turning point in the revolution. The Qing government was now on the defensive, and its forces were in disarray. On December 25, 1911, Sun Yat-sen returned to China from exile, landing in Shanghai, where he was greeted as a hero by thousands of supporters. As the year 1912 dawned, the revolution was nearing its climax. On January 1, 1912, Sun Yat-sen was inaugurated as the provisional president of the Republic of China, marking the official end of the Qing dynasty and the beginning of a new era in Chinese history. The city of Nanjing was chosen as the capital of the new republic, and a provisional government was established to oversee the transition. However, the transfer of power was not without its challenges. The Qing government, led by the Empress Dowager Longyu, refused to surrender, and a bitter struggle ensued between the Republican forces and the loyalist remnants of the Qing dynasty. In February 1912, the city of Beijing, the capital of the Qing dynasty, fell to the Republican forces, marking the final defeat of the Qing government. As we explore this pivotal moment in Chinese history, it becomes clear that the Xinhai Revolution was a complex and multifaceted event, driven by a wide range of factors, including nationalism, republicanism, and a desire for modernization. The revolution marked a significant turning point in Chinese history, as the country transitioned from imperial rule to a republic and began to embark on a path of modernization and development. In conclusion, the Xinhai Revolution was a transformative event that shaped the course of Chinese history and had far-reaching consequences for the country and its people. As we reflect on this period, we are reminded of the power of human agency and the importance of understanding the complex historical context in which events unfold. Join me, dear listeners, as we continue our journey through this fascinating period in Chinese history. Welcome back to our journey through the fascinating story of the Xinhai Revolution. As we conclude our exploration of this pivotal event in Chinese history, we now turn our attention to the aftermath of the revolution and the challenges faced by the new republic as it struggled to establish itself and navigate the treacherous waters of international politics. The early years of the Republic of China were marked by turmoil and instability. The provisional government, led by Sun Yat-sen, faced numerous challenges, including the need to establish a functional administrative system, to rebuild the economy, and to negotiate with foreign powers that had long exerted influence over China. One of the most significant challenges was the struggle for power between different factions and warlords, who vied for control over various regions of the country. In 1913, the Second Revolution broke out, as Sun Yat-sen's Kuomintang party attempted to overthrow the government of President Yuan Shikai, who had become increasingly authoritarian. However, the revolution ultimately failed, and Sun was forced into exile once again. Yuan Shikai's death in 1916 led to a further fragmentation of power, with various warlords emerging as dominant forces in different regions. Despite these challenges, the Republic of China continued to evolve and develop. The 1920s saw the rise of the Kuomintang Party, led by Chiang Kai-shek, who would eventually become the dominant leader of the Republic. The Kuomintang implemented a range of policies aimed at modernizing the country, including the development of infrastructure, education, and industry. However, the Republic also faced significant external challenges, particularly from Japan, which had been expanding its influence in East Asia since the late 19th century. The Japanese invasion of Manchuria in 1931 marked the beginning of a long and bloody conflict between China and Japan, which would eventually become part of the larger Second World War. As we reflect on the aftermath of the Xinhai Revolution, it becomes clear that the establishment of the Republic of China was only the first step in a long and complex process of transformation. The challenges faced by the new republic were significant, and the country's development was shaped by a wide range of factors, including internal power struggles, foreign intervention, and the need to modernize and develop. In conclusion, the Xinhai Revolution marked a significant turning point in Chinese history, as the country transitioned from imperial rule to a republic and began to embark on a path of modernization and development. The aftermath of the revolution was complex and challenging, but it laid the foundations for the emergence of China as a major world power in the 20th century. As we conclude our journey through this fascinating period in Chinese history, we are reminded of the importance of understanding the complexities and nuances of historical events, and of the need to approach these events with empathy, nuance, and a commitment to accuracy. As we look to the future, we can see that the legacy of the Xinhai Revolution continues to shape China's development today. The country's ongoing efforts to balance economic growth, social stability, and political reform are all rooted in the complex historical context of the early 20th century. As we consider the challenges and opportunities facing China in the 21st century, we would do well to remember the lessons of the Xinhai Revolution and to approach the future with a deep understanding of the complexities and nuances of Chinese history. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the fascinating story of the Xinhai Revolution. I hope that our exploration of this pivotal event in Chinese history has been informative, engaging, and thought-provoking. Until next time, goodbye. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.